Ta-da! We are live! Sorry, I wanted to scare you guys again. So, today is another day for a chill gaming episode. Just a small, like, one-shot. Very simple, very sweet. Probably a bit shorter than usual today, so... yeah. Whew. My apologies, I had a bit of a stress. The loading of the model went a bit awry today, but I got it to work in time, thankfully. But for this beautiful empty Twitch chat shall be my +1 to go to the theater today. Oh, I have been to a theater in so long. Tickets are so expensive these days. But oh well. And this place looks so lovely down in the outskirts of the very dark city. In the dark alleyway where no one would find it. I found this lovely place. And the tickets were also really cheap, so... Alrighty. It's already giving us a message right here. Content warning. Blood... Or... wait. You can click it? Wait. Notice. Oh! This is good. If you choose to enter Baden Theater, you will witness many scenes involving violence, murder, and death. Well, in a place called Baden Theater, that is to be expected, I guess. Despite this dark subject matter, the overall tone of my story is meant to be lighthearted. Oh, okay. That's good. Not too graphic, and never lingering too long in any particular misery. Okay. With that said, please exit my theater if you ever feel overwhelmed by despair. My intention is not to harm, but to entertain. I hope you'll enjoy my show. Signed, your playwright. Aw, thank you very much. I will keep it in mind. Alright. With that disclaimer out of the way, I want to enter the theater. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Baden Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths. Only darker ones? All in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works, okay? To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. Oh. Look at the bottom. Welcome to the tutorial. Select the doll to begin the story. That's cute. Okay, let's be a human. You control the human doll. You are a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Let's play nice with it. Ah! You try to make friends with the demon doll, but it kills you in cold blood. All ruthless. Aw, whoops. You found your very first bad ending. But don't worry, the story need not end here. Okay, let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. Okay, demon. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? Oh! This is my chance, play nice. Ah, yay! You and the human doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. But happy ending. Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Okay, so this theater is only a place for bad endings. I see. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. Really? As you just saw, those behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. Now you can turn each on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. That's an amazing concept! Real theaters should do this. Like, wait. How would that work though? Like one person from the audience will just give a choice at some points in the story, and then it will divulge, and every show has a different ending. It can be like the happiest ending, or it can be like filled with the biggest despair. That would be a fun theater experience if it is controlled well. And when the person picks a choice that the theater obviously doesn't agree with, just riots will happen in the theater. I want to see that kind of show, actually. Someone should do a concept like that. Now, try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. Okay. So, if the human is hostile and the demon is wicked, then... So the human doll, your friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? I attack it. But... Haha, they're both dead. You both attack each other at once and die together. The end. Yeah, I'm done. I know the rules now. Do you understand how to play? Yep. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Great! Let's begin. Now, without further ado, let's start the show! Ooh. A small but lovely cast. The hero, a maiden, an underling, the overlord. I like how these two are with A and the others are with the. These are obviously the main characters, or are supposed to be. And these ones are just side characters. So this is a never-ending battle between the hero and the overlord. Okay. What shall we start with first? You know what? Let's start with the maiden. You are a maiden. Aww. This art style is so cute. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day. Because you are a beautiful young girl. Wow. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. Yeah, very tragically, it is. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone. But maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. This is a story that I would like. This is a story that I would write. Just people like giving a fate and just deciding like, you know what, this is a dumb fate. I'll just do my own thing. And then immediately falling headfirst into the fate. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you would just to hurry up and get captured already. See? Exactly! Falling headfirst into the fate you try to avoid. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon. Just to, you know, see what happens. Alright? Time for an adventure. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Nah, I don't think there's one in the area, miss. Let's just introduce ourselves. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. Ah! The demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting a lot. How painful. Oh, this plan of yours was completely stupid, you think? Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Yikes! Well, sucks to be eaten, I guess. Okay. Now that the maiden is polite, what if I start as the underling now? You are a demon underling in service of the overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and give humans away. It's unbearably boring. Aw, just sitting around all day? Yeah, that is kinda boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. The perfect moment of daydreaming and writing a story in your head. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the overlord for a day off. That will not go well, my friend. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish your lecture before returning to your post. What did you expect would happen? She's the overlord. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turns into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's overthrow her? Yeah, let's not, guys. You tell your friends you were totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably. There's nothing else to do. The others nod but don't seem convinced. You say coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. Nah, who cares? Who cares if they... She wouldn't miss me. Like... The place is peaceful anyway. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. Aww. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options. Gobble her. I mean... Let's get this ending out of the way. I want to see what happens next. Maidens are the best meal. But you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. This did nothing to you. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought and feel quite proud of that. Yikes! Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. No! Time to find an audience for your evil deeds! You wander into the nearby village. The people are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. Well, we might as well go all the way, I guess. You attack the nearest human. He's old and weak, and his bones crunched delightfully. Your audience screams even louder. Applause? That's not applause! You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. Oh, shit! As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running toward you. It takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Oh my god. Okay, I was happy I went that route. That was fun. Wait, I just noticed. 41 endings? Wow, I thought this game would be shorter. Well, let's do a speed run. Oh. Try to reach the true endings. Oh, the true endings are the happy endings. Okay. Oh, whoa! This is really intricate. Okay. Ah, yes. Yeah, this one is really out of character for this demon, apparently. So much so that it was just an absolute rampage. Well, with that over and done with, we are not gonna say he's hungry. Disloyal. This what? Oh, with the assassination plot of... Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, we can skip. Let's not overthrow the Demon Lord. Then we skip to the part with the maiden. Hello. And this time, we should hear her out, like a normal person. Aww! You're in a good mood today, and I'm rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. I don't guess it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden is going on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. Bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. Best ending. Great. Oh! Oops. The Overlord asked where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. Aww, she's actually really forgiving. Nice. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mentioned how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and say, that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. Okay, great. Ooh, conflict. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle? The hero! You emerge from your room to find that the hero has slaughtered many of her friends and work associates. What a jerk! Oh, hi, Nehru! Welcome to the theater. Depending on our choices, we will get different endings. It's a bit out of context. We will switch to a different character after this one, so we shall see. Nah, it's completely fine. You missed the funny ending, though. You know, for the sake of completion, we shall probably not, yeah, this one results in death. I've already experienced that. Let's just avenge your fallen comrades, shall we? Who does this guy think he is, coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard, who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you weren't feeling kind of down. Oh! Oh my god, he absolutely deserves to die. You like that guard. You wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you, but there is no pain. Only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You have earned your rest. Yikes! Welcome! Welcome to the main screen. So as you can see, we have a lovely cast of characters here. And with this cast of characters, you can also make different choices which end up with different endings. As you see here. I got most of the endings with this guy. And every choice you make, and depending on even the other characters' emotions, it can lead to different outcomes. And the goal is to reach the true ending. Which I guess in a place called Bad End Theater will be the good ending. So yeah, look at all these paths. There are like 41 endings in total. It's insane. Okay. So, Nehru, if you would like a choice between the hero and the Overlord, I will generously give you that offer. I've already done Maiden and Underling. Long story short, she wants to do a fate and blah 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 blah. Doop doop doop. Doop doop doop. Overlord, okay. You are the Overlord! You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think? Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's the deal anyway? You've actively avoided making the humans mad in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard like that. Oh, speaking of the higher standard, one of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? You know what? Let's put ourselves above a higher pedestal and grant them the day off. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the overlord sure is great. That time, was that an ending? No, that is a personality trait. If we encounter it or, like, use it, then we can preserve that personality in next playthroughs, kind of. You awake to a knock on your door. Oh, right! The maiden! Ah, yeah. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. I will test something out after that, real quick, to see if something changes. It will make sense if I show it. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient, thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you've never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. Aw, that's really sweet! The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. Aww! Friendship! You wonder what to say. No, let her stay! We shall not be antisocial yet. Let her stay. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. Aww. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You're glad that she seems to have an open mind about this kind of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, and not to agitate them and get heroes sent after you. That explains why the people of my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and that you're actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. Aww! Romance, so sweet! You notice the sounds of battle? No, the hero! You notice the sounds of battle have started ringing out through your castle halls. The maiden is pretty nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings roughhousing, no big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. Uh-oh! It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room! But he should have made it here! Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there unsure of himself. He is covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all thrown about your castle has really taken it out of you. That hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Why did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why does it turn out like this? Oh, hi, Argon. Welcome to the strategy being played out. The hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing, but you are far beyond hearing that kind of BS. You have had it with these humans, always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Aww. This will be a very fun stream to crash into, I would imagine. Yikes, what an ending was that? That's so sad. They were just getting along and then the hero barged in. Okay, now that we've established another ending, let's try something. In the maiden story, she stumbles upon the underling before meeting the overlord. But if the underling is hungry, she will not survive. So, if the maiden is dead, what will happen to the story then? Let's use the hero to find out, shall we? You are the hero! You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and small guy. Yeah, that did not show in the earlier stories. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures, finding evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. Wait, the village settled after the demons? What were they thinking? You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Well, this game confused me and I've only been here for like a minute. I'm very sorry. Hopefully it makes sense the further we go along. But it's kind of exhausting to explain it all the time when someone else new shows up. Just enjoy the show, shall we? You guys are all my +1 today in this evil bad end theater. So, let's be a psychopath the first time. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. Sure you do. After a long trek, you made it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the overlord. Diplomatic? You can be okay, this is good for later. Let's see. You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion. They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier. You haven't had the chance to wash off yet. Whoops. You have no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you. You make your way through the castle, fending off all demons that stand in your way. The overlord appears, demanding to know what the heck you're doing murdering all her soldiers. He gets straight to the point and asks her where the maiden is. She faced ignorance! A convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can only see one answer. The overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the overlord with everything you've got. You've become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before this final battle. The overlord is almost no match for you. You cut it to pieces. The overlord has fallen. Rest in peace, overlord. Yeah, that was the shtick of the hero since the beginning. Yeah. I think his default actions were always kill the demons, so... I hope with the diplomatic option that won't happen in the future. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. Just as you suspected, she must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world. But what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Wow, that sounded a lot like a Shakespearean play. Like Hamlet. That was cool. Okay, so now we won't let the underling devour the maiden, but we shall also go peacefully with the hero, because I want that diplomatic option. Okay, so let's see. This time we shall not kill people. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. Ah, you wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own. If you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings, you'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all, this is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Let's be peaceful. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. Please let us in. Yay! But they seem to trust you! And escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. Yes! Oh my gosh! No death! This is the route we should take for the true ending, I believe. The Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. There's no time to hesitate. No, we shall be peaceful this time. The maiden explains that she was never actually captured and that she came here on her own volition. Ah, so sweet. Look at this picture. The Overlord is so not amused. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. Does give you the heroic trait, though you do die. Yeah. We shall do this route again and just do it like that. You ask her to return to town with you and to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. Aww. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. The Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relieved you got the maiden out there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, and you follow to try to stop her. The smoke is too thick. You've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's so dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be death. You'll return to the villagers and tell them that there was nothing you could do. She forgot! Oh, the tragedy. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. More like the Overlord forgot to turn the oven off. Oh, that was sad. Okay. Wow, we got a lot of traits. We even unlocked the heroic trait. It's maybe so that he will go on the rampage on his own in the different stories. Yeah. This was the tragic Hamlet one. And this is the bystander end. Let's see what happens if we kill the Overlord. Shall we? Let's skip. Flee like a coward. Then we shall be asked to be let in, like a normal person. Okay, now we are here. Let's kill her! You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. Yikes, this is... This is not a good... This is not a good image in context. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. No, she is horrified at the monster you've become. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. No, you idiot! You killed her! You killed her soon-to-be girlfriend! Like, what? So dense is he. The villagers are very pleased with a good job you've done. Sure they are. Slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage, they throw a huge celebration in your name. You are remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. This is not a happy ending. I am very, very angry. Okay. So now with these traits, let's do dutiful and heroic and switch to the maiden. Huh, there was a skull but you lived? Oh, maybe it just symbolizes death in general. Not only ours, but other characters as well. That can be a reason for it. Let's see what the maiden does, shall we? What was it again? Blah blah blah. Introduce yourself. Only for the main four, yeah. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. Hey, be happy that he isn't eating you. They agreed to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you're introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, it doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. Aww. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. Yeah, we all know how that would result. You realize that must be why you never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. Maybe different, but really, they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. Ah, she feels the same! Then, a hero barges into the room. Yikes! His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. Let's protect her. You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think? You never could have imagined this would be the way you die. Oh my god, no! The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You're glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Oh no! Well, let's see how the Overlord will react, shall we? Let's grant him the day off. And let's see Maiden arrive. Let's get the anti-social trait. Just for ceremony's sake. You love to have all the conversation in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. You put your mean face and tell her to get lost. But the maiden turns out to be very stubborn. You don't want to hurt her, but you also really want her to leave in case something bad happens. This whole situation is just asking for trouble, you think. Guess your better judgment, you let her hang out for a little while longer. Okay, and then it's the very sweet chat. Very, very romantic. But then... he barges in. Should have made him. Why did they stop him? Oh, the massacre. Right. Maybe... You turned just in time to see her throw herself between you and the hero's blade? The martyr did work! It pierces her chest and she falls to the floor lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. This hero has taken everyone from you now. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated. But your hatred for the humans has not yet been sated. You go on to destroy them all, and become ruler of the entire world. Yikes! That's another ending for you. What will happen from the hero's perspective? With this martyr, this is very interesting to me. Okay, let's kill them all. Let's kill them all. They all look at each other in surprise and confusion. There's no time to hesitate. Yeah, the Demon Lord is very mad. We should kill her. You launch forward to put an end to the evil overlord. But your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The overlord strikes at you in vengeful rage. You parry and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look at the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. You always take the wrong conclusions, you fool. You pick up the overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, that nothing could be done for the girl. But the overlord is slain. There will be celebration. You saw it coming! Of course it was. But it was just to get different endings, you know? The goal is to get all 41 endings. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but... It's not even been an hour and I've already got 10 endings, so... Would you look at that? I've already got a lot of them, you see? Oh! Same end like this. Okay, so in this route, we should still only do... We should not slay the overlord in this occasion. Okay. So... Let's kill everyone in our path. I don't know if I've read this one yet. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. In your head, the world is much safer with them gone. Ooh, it must be mine. That's what you tell yourself when you kill one after another on your way to the overlord's chambers. Finding the maiden being held captive by the overlord, just to suspect it. But for some reason you can't sense anything sinister happening? Ask the maiden what's going on. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. Yeah, clearly you don't, you murderer! The overlord moves past you and out the door. And to see her army lifeless in bloody piles. She's wailing is horrible. This is your chance, hero. This is all just a big misunderstanding, you see. I didn't kill these people with mean intent. You hoped you'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the overlord is inconsolable. Gee, I wonder why. He tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserved this. Yes, you did. You did deserve this. But that's the whole top road done, which is good. Don't give up, surely there's a good ending somewhere. Yes, I'm trying to get the good ending, but I also want to see some of the bad ones. Some really are pretty good endings. This one was hilarious. To be fair, the hero's pretty much been brainwashed by what everyone's told him. Yeah, fate and all that is what the maiden has been conditioned to know also. Dense hero only realizes he's dense moments before he gets banished to the shadow realm. Wonder what happens if the hero's polite, but the underlings eat in the maiden. Ooh, good idea! Let's try that. Let's see. Let's be diplomatic the whole way. Okay, let's skip all this. Let's flee and be diplomatic. Yes. The overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever. At least that she knows of. If you think how, you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. That is such an anticlimax of a story! Useless hero indeed. What was this one? It was this one, yeah. than because the demon was hungry. And the underling is disloyal? You know what? Let's do the underling for a bit. We haven't played as him in a while. But, we shall make the hero diplomatic for a change. We shall not have him, cut down his friends. Oh wait, maybe he does. Because we missed an ending with that. So, we shall see. She's surprisingly cool with his request to take a day off. That hasn't happened before. You set out on your adventure outside the castle. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. Oh, I still remember this ending. This was fun. It's such a shame you guys didn't see it. But hey. Demon Lord must have by default been a tyrant then. Yeah, that was probably the case. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. Yay! After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. What? I turned it... Oh wait, no I did. I already forgot. Let's save ourselves this time. Look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, till you remember your role, not as an underling but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons. Where you'll live peacefully, alone, in some deep, dark forest somewhere. Aww, that's sad. Okay, this time the hero will be diplomatic. Let's see what will happen then, shall we? Let's help out the maiden, because we are a good demon. And we... Yep. They sent along, being casually falling in love, yes. What now? You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution? They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. Being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with... That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to the cause. Well, for completion's sake, let's do this one first. This will result in my death. She's actually not so bad, you guys. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you. But before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of the Sully seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in your castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle, you're outnumbered. You all know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. Oh god! Yikes! Okay, let's not do that ending again. Sheepus! The underling doesn't have a lot of endings. There's a lot of circumstances that has to happen for him to have a true ending. Sheepus. You know what? Now we shall continue once again. But this time... Okay, let's kill the Overlord! You tell them you were just joking and clarify that you're totally into it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Yeah, jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. Yeah, with the bystander effect and all that. But beneath your shield of full confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured you'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs. Useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. Okay, his villain arc. Let's go. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You and your friends turned to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take you to the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Oh no! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she found out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maid is already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up. Except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was all your idea and that they were just going with the flow. Too scared to refuse your crazy plan. Are you freaking... You can't believe they told the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place. Crushed beneath my heel. He sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and 2 humans, and then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Oh my god. Yikes! Well, we... guess we know how the fire starts, yeah. It was a plot to overthrow her. Conditioned upbringings in those demon underlings are the real villains here, yeah. It's all just such a mess. Such a mess. Oh well. Let's see what Whoa! That got us close to the true ending. That's insane. Okay. Only 4 left for... Let's do another one for the Overlord, shall we? This one is pretty separated from the rest. She has to be a tyrant. And hungry and dutiful. Okay. Okay. Let's see what this will bring. Let's be a tyrant. Give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy Overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick, just another one of your amazing talents as the Overlord. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the heck, guy? You rush out into the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall, you have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly, you wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the Overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. Those are your thoughts as you are swallowed by the darkness. Aww. Aw, that's sad. A peaceful hero route with a disloyal underling will lead to a lot of interesting things from the other perspective. Oh, good point! Now that I have that ending, yes, I have that ending, we can do that. So, peaceful hero, but disloyal underling. Let's see what the main... Let's make the Overlord antisocial. Let's see what that will give. Let's meet the demon. We shall be polite, because he's not hungry. Thank you. Then the explanation... She's antisocial, Oh, another character trait. Okay. I think the max of them is 3 for each character. So yeah, we're doing pretty well. Let's obey her and leave the castle. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. Ah! Oh my gosh, and he hasn't killed anyone either. He asks what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is like right there? You explain everything that happened. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. What nerve? Conditioning! You are very upset that this so-called hero will treat you this way, and leave in a huff. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions, and you tell them your story. As you explain that the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other, and while you speak to them, you are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer? The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero, they ask? You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons. Trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of your village always have been this blinded by their fears and hatreds? Of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. No! You are seized by the crowd and voices from all sides are calling for public execution? You are to be burned at the stake! You don't want to die! You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Oh! It started out so well! Oh my gosh! The maiden is burned at the stake. All because the hero didn't believe her. Let's see. Let's see what the hero will do with this new information. We shall now flee, because we shall not show the maiden any blood, because that makes her scared. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She could have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Does she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Oh my gosh, there's another! Trusting! Ah ha 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 ha! That's how it works, huh? Well, let's call for her death! You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset and you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad it took care of itself. Oh, you have no idea what's gonna happen next, are you? You've taken your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Ah! Smoke begins to rise and you stand idly as the flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to this. Are you kidding me? She seemed nice enough to think. But evil, it comes in all forms, reassure yourself. I hate him. He is so stupid. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Yeah. Really? You aren't? How shocking. My goodness, he has a lot of traits. By contrast, these two have not a lot. Okay. She must have somehow deserved it. I am so mad with this man. Ah, man. Conditioning does a lot, man. Okay. Let's trust her this time, shall we? Let's believe her story. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you. Even though her story is kind of hard to believe, you feel you should trust her. This is a much better picture. Thank you. Be friends. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you returned to the village, and they had all been so worried. They praised you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look at you for explanation. Me? Of course they would listen to me and not the maiden. The maiden is a demon sympathizer. You politely inform them this isn't your story to tell. Thank you. At least you are sensible in this aspect. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust this maiden. Oh my god. In this environment, I can totally understand how he became the way that he is today. Look at the poor maiden. She's so peeved. You totally believe her, but to placate these residents, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally. Just in case. The crowd breaks in hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are. Sure you are. To hear what they're saying. The town's elder voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately, and says they'll all keep an eye out on the maiden as you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. Yay! He has character development! You violently dash after the maiden toward the Overlord's castle. Oh right, there is a rebellion going on. But you were too late. Through the unguarded gates, you spot a group of demons surrounding a body? The maiden, she was a fool to have trusted the demons after all. Your blood is boiling. You'll avenge her death. You charge through the gates to eliminate every demon you see. What the F are you doing killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. Underling! Oh my god! Oh my god, suddenly we have a lot of hero endings. Yikes! Okay, so the underling is not to be trusted here. But something... Let's see. I will take a sip of water for a sec. I dropped the lid. 1 sec. I will disappear for a sec. And I appear once more. Okay. So, underling. Let's see. Well, how do you explain all this? Okay. She grants you the day off, like a nice person. You do not gobble up the maiden. But you must survive. It is a fun game. It is. The traits are very interesting. But I'm actually surprised I didn't mix them up yet. That we didn't get repeat endings yet. You tell them we were just joking, yeah. Talking about the fire. Blah blah blah. Okay. Oh my gosh! The maiden is back without the hero! You and your friends start to notice the maiden from earlier has overheard your entire conversation? It'd be bad for you if the Overlord found out about this. Two sides of the same coin. Let's repeat the hero's tale, shall we? We kill her. This is just the way it has to be, you declare. Before jumping her, clawing her guts out. It turns out you're already an expert at ending lives. Your friends call you a show. Oh my god. You come back into the castle to wash off all the achy human blood. The demons don't personal hygiene. Of course they don't personal hygiene. Don't be bigoted. As you're finishing up, you hear the sounds of battle outside. Ah, the hero has returned. Seeing the dead maiden must have made him pretty angry. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the overlord and the hero locked in battle. They've worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. And that's where the hero's story ends. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination after all. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finish off the hero next. You can't let them revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make it any difference. Anyone who managed to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you, as you have betrayed your overlord. The Underlings endings are so fun. Okay. Wow, a lot of actions lead to me becoming the overlord. Let's see what happens if we capture the maiden, shall we? Disloyal, blah blah blah. Let's capture her. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty, save for the decorative skulls. You only dare to make it feel more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell to continue scheming with your friends. But now a hero has arrived at the front gates. He's asking about a maiden, perhaps the very one you locked up. The gatekeeper, who must have seen everything, tells the hero exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think. Why give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? The hero yells, prepare to face justice, and other such cliche hero lines, before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting caught up by that sword. Get to thinking, if this hero took down the overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. Wait for things to die down before poking your head out. You spot the overlord and the hero locked out into battle. They must have worn each other down. And... well, you become the new overlord. It doesn't matter if I captured the maiden or not. But I have unlocked the trait now. So we shall now go to the maiden's route because she was captured. And become polite. And then obedient. The hero, this time, trusts her. He is very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. She will not be burned at the stake today. The two of you return to the village and hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried and are very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued, because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seemed confused and looked to the hero for an explanation. He tells them that he only ran into you on his way to the castle and that he isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how he met the overlord and that she is not actually interested in capturing the maidens or other mean things like that. The villagers look again to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. Ah, yes. The true woman experience. Dad. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around. It makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Must you disbelieve the crowd agrees with him? Because of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village will be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. He'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Let's leave. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stand just outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord? They immediately notice you overheard them and decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown into a cell back in your village only to be tossed into this awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. Did the hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Aww. Yikes. Let's watch more and more bad endings indeed. Oh, there's surprisingly more endings. 3 of these. Let's do not capture, and the maiden will rush him back alone. We leave. And then leave on my own once again. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognized from before is the first to do something about it. This is just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you, and in that moment you regret having ever trusted the demons. You die instantly. Well, it's also interesting how you can reach the same endings through different routes. Imagine if the maiden and hero leave the village together, you get a similar scene too if they overheard a conspiracy after leaving the demon lord's chambers together. Ah, maybe. That can also be a thing. But I'm exploring a path right now. The factor is if the underling is disloyal or not. So let's do this then. Same thing as before. We be polite, we leave, and then we going alone. Still a lot to let's see. Do it at your own pace. Yeah. I like to just see what options I have in one specific path and explore all those options first before I go to the next one. I'm happy you respect my decisions. And now we can see that the castle is on fire. And as you get closer, you start to notice a tower of black smoke darkening the beautiful blue sky. The castle is engulfed in flames. What in God's name could have happened? You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Yes. They immediately resorted to fire because the underling wasn't disloyal. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. Ah, of course, and the hero can't. The hero is too much of a coward to go in. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick, you can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord? If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Aww. Heroic doesn't actually lock you out of this route, right? If he's heroic. But no, these were every options that we had. Wait, that was not the right route. No, these 3 endings, there's not another ending where if the hero is heroic or not will make any difference. The biggest factor is that he's trusting. And we go back. Yeah, too bad indeed. The hero won't rush in no matter what. So now we shall do this. This time we shall be resolute and charge in with the hero on our side. Grab the hero and run. You boldly announce that you'll be accompanying the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. Near the castle's entrance, you spy on a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord! You have to warn her! This is more in line with the true ending, I believe. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them? I hate you! This isn't right, you think? What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? Exactly! The demons should have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle and the unreliable hero, yes, he is unreliable, follows shortly thereafter. You burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognize from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised they were a part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You are relieved when the Overlord demands silence. He threatens them with violence, and you think she is very Overlord-like in this moment. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do. You just pray. The Overlord claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there's nothing saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. It was... Okay. The biggest factor is if the underling survives. And for that to happen, we need the Overlord's help. We are progressing really well. Only 1.5 hours too. I did say this was gonna be a short stream, so... Maybe. She has more traits that we haven't unlocked yet. Yeah, if we find something like that, it will lead to the true ending. Let's do some others first that we missed. Let's do the true ending with the Overlord last. Okay, so for this one, we let the underling have a day off. She allows the maiden to chat or not. Heroic. Oh, the martyr trait. Okay. So the hero must be a complete psychopath. And we are allowed the maiden to stay. Okay. Maybe this will work. Let's have him get a day off. He returns with the maiden. We let her stay. And then we have a very nice chat. And then he barges in. The hero just stands there, unsure of himself. He's covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain, you're not thinking clearly, blah blah blah. Nobody had this? Ah, there it is! You feel a sudden sharp pain through your back. You look down to see a blade protruding from your chest. Oh, that was careless of you. So this is how you die, stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. Of course he's cowardly. What a joke. You're supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right, humans can't be trusted. None of this is what they're capable of. You should have remembered that before letting one in. You watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through the sea of corpses he'd left in his wake. Captured by a demon. At least she got what she came here for. You join your army in eternal slumber. Oh, that's also sad. Oh, we're over halfway through already. Great. Of course, you are enjoying this way too much. Okay. Now let's see. And yeah. Let's have the maiden stay, but the hero is diplomatic. Yes. Blah blah blah. Romantic chat. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Aha! There it is! We haven't seen this one yet. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? Oh my gosh, yes, you left the note! After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding had led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for causing trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. Uh-oh. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you? Uh-oh! Here we go! Let's keep her here. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. You tell the hero that you won't let him take her home. The maiden assures that she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You'll destroy the hero before he can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Did she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step towards the maiden and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. Something sharp pierces your back. The hero? No, he's already... It's one of your underlings! The maiden screams. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle to retaliate. It's done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You have been slain by your own underling. Whoa, that took a different turn. That was awesome. Okay, a different trait. Interesting, that didn't lead to an ending. It led to this one. No, it led to this one. No. Huh? That should have led to an ending. That's weird. What if the No, no, no. No, that's not it. I think the underlings disloyal trait changes things there. Maybe. But why? That wouldn't have shown in the endings then. She might not have been stabbed in the back otherwise. Well, now that we have an actual route, let's do the underling real quick. Let's hear her out. Let's disloyal and kill the Overlord. You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this as good a chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. He follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Ah, that's great. That was a fun ending. Let's make him not disloyal then. And let's do the same thing as before. And keep her here. Okay. He's dead. You don't understand. She wants to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Bingo! That's the one we needed! Let's do the maiden like this. We shall be nice. The hero enters. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. Blah blah blah. The hero expresses his belief that his whole misunderstanding had led to any horrible consequences. Yet, you apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Sheesh. The hero asks you to return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. But the Overlord objects to the hero's suggestion. You tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Has she really been lying to you all along? You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. I just like the different perspectives of different endings. The Overlord looks so evil in that last picture with the maiden, but in the Overlord's perspective, she was just confused. Okay, and now the underling is disloyal, and the Overlord will be killed off. What actually happens if the minion isn't given a day off, so the maiden can't ask him to let her in? Well, he will disobey the orders either way. I think if the Overlord is a tyrant, the underling will gain the disloyal trait from the beginning, I think. Oh, whoops! Whoa, what did I do? Oh, I did I went a bit too... I didn't mean to skip. Okay, we've cornered her. But the Overlord stops, or rather someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood. Everyone stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underling's heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but then puff out their chest. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide to never leave home again for the rest of your life. Yeah, after that, it's probably the better choice. Whoa! We always got all the maidens endings. Okay. Let's do this one out of ceremony then. Okay. Beautiful, heroic. But she will not be a martyr. Okay, like this. Blah blah blah, they talk it out, blah 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 blah, and we shall not be a martyr this time. Yep. Do nothing! The hero's blade pierces the Overlord and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. Totally not looking like an evil psychopath there! His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Last 10 endings, everyone. Look at that. We cleared out the maiden's endings. Then with the hero, we still need 2. Underling 1. And Overlord 3. What is this one? Fleas, diplomatic. Everything is fine. Possessive. Ah, I see. Yes, yes, yes. The hero will die today. Let's be diplomatic and go inside. Yes. Ask the maiden what's going on. Happiness. You ask her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. But the Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate situations like these. Sure it is. You tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the 2 of you go, you'll have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You'll leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You are helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way, only to be met with this cruel, cruel fate. She would have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Aww. That was actually very sad. In this one, he did nothing wrong. Wait, no, I didn't want to exit the theater. Inside we go. Okay. Then we shall do this one. There's actually 2 different ways we can do this. Hero flees, obedient to talk. But everything is fine and he's disloyal. Okay, let's do this, this. Nope. Nope. Well, yes. Okay. Okay, the Overlord allows the 2 of you to leave. And you casually exit the castle. Ah, there it is! You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating their Overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the Overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. The demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. He's followed by the group from the entrance, who shift the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut the traps. She threatens them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subject. Really? You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runs of the little behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. To be fair, so far the Demon Lord and Underlings seem like the only ones willing to be nice. Yeah, the other demons are jerks. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The Underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. The next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the Underling. It's crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into her Underling's chest and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its body. You can no longer watch. You look to the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The 2 of you, the Overlord and the Underling's corpse, are all consumed by flames. Okay. Okay, so far, everything you've done has only hurt them more. Excuse me, I'm trying to save them, dang it! Yikes! Okay. Yeah, nasty text indeed. This theater really is out to give me the worst time ever. Okay. Tyrant in a plot to dethrone. He's hungry, but he returns to the castle. Confirms the plan to kill the Overlord. Earlier was saying how there has to be a good ending somewhere. Yeah. The more bad endings I unlock, the more resigned it gets to their fate. Okay. Tyrant. And for the rest... The hero is diplomatic instead of things. So... Let's overthrow her! No, you're sick of this overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take the day off like you wanted. Your friends are very impressed. You assure them you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. Oh! I turned off the polite. Now, she seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Let's eat her! Nah, leave. You figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, they wouldn't fully appreciate any terrible acts you'd commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling after all. This little day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. And then it's time for the overthrowing. Blah blah blah. But now... This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Oh my gosh. Coward. Let's check it out. You don't want to kill her. You can't throw through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. In a panicked whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty effed up and ask again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in the bed while your head is turned. The demon shut the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe these jerks would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Aww. I'm getting bummed out by the endings, to be honest. Which is probably the point. No worries, we're almost there. Just 3 more endings and we can get to the bad ending. The true ending, not another bad ending. Sheesh. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Okay, okay. Yes. We tell him to get back to work to make him disloyal. You are awakened by one of your underlings. They've brought you a hero who inquires about the missing maiden. You tell him you don't know anything. Humans never really visit this place. Oh right, the maiden is dead. He leaves you and goes home. To your surprise, you figured he might try to fight you, but you're glad to get back to your nap instead. Until you wake up to something completely unexpected. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Something didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? You have 0 foresight. What castle will they rule if this one burns? Good point, actually. You want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bees. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. And this time he isn't a coward. So tell him to go back to work. And then one of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Nah, not in this life. You must really be enjoying my tragedies? Ah! He's calling me a masochist! To be fair, in some way I am. I could have just gone to the true ending because I knew earlier that the biggest factor was the Overlord, but we can now do it. We have every ending aside from the true endings. This is called Bad End Theater. Yeah. I like this place. They should do like a real alternative version in reality, where people from the audience would decide the character's fates. And every show would have a different ending. Yeah, one more left. Okay. So, you have the day off. Mason to go home. Overlord lets her and the maiden go. Trusting and resolute. Diplomatic and trusting. So, like, everyone's in the burning room and the Overlord decides how that ends. Yes, that is the biggest one. He's not hungry. She's polite. Okay, let's see if this works. So, we let him have the day off. Yes. Then a talk. They tell her to leave. The maiden does what she's told and takes the leave. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you don't get to rest for very long. Bingo! The maiden suddenly bursts into your room, accompanied by a hero. She's trying to frantically communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. They tell you a group of demons is after your life. You still don't grasp the urgency of the situation. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was that the first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell for all of them to shut the traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very Overlord-like. You aren't sure if you had the strength to back it up, though. Lately, all you do is sleep. The group of demons start muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly slam your door shut. You, the maiden and hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds on the door, cursing at their friends for betraying them. Hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay their cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you'll die, burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. Should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice that you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cried for mercy, saying that you were dragged into this plot. They were dragged into this plot, knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cried that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Let's kill him first! You pierce their chest with your claws. They scream. The hero backs away. He is wise not to interfere. They stop moving, but you keep digging and twisting your claws into them. It doesn't make you feel any better. The underling's corpse burns along with you and the two humans. Yes! And now, finally, for the true ending. Let her stay. Oh, oops! Oh, it didn't really matter in the end. Oh, right, there were two routes to it. Okay, I'm happy that didn't result into anything too different. Well, merciful, forgive them. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You'll all burn together. Wait, what? No, that can't be the true end. Before you're taking back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end? You say to yourself? What was the point of all my effort if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is Bad End Theater! Is the pain settling in? Ooh, but you should have been well aware of what you'd be shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find it here in my theater. My lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. A letter flows down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 4. No. I refuse to believe it. That was pretty scary, honestly. Okay. I did not expect it to just... It is sad. But what is this? My love. My love, do you remember when we first met? I had just finished one of my scripts. One I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude, you wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet you managed to convince me. It really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day. Even now, I wonder if somewhere you're thinking of it too. Forever yours, Tragedy. Interesting. Okay. Now that we have about the perfect ending, we can do all the true endings as well, I believe. Then we should get all the letters as well. So, we should hear her out. We should be disloyal. And then they charge in. Did I say it to merciful? Well, let's see. To your surprise, the Overlord spares you. Maybe she'd rather see you suffering instead. Looking around, you've just gone from one dead end to another. The maiden is crying, the hero is silent. You'll all burn together. On the link's true end. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself though, could you? What would happen when you collect them all? Will it give in to despair, or... Nah, letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. Lost letter number 3. My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. Interesting, huh? Everything? The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you always listen to the very end. I'm grateful for that. Hoping to see you again soon. Aww. Tragedy, poor Tragedy. He just wants to write bad endings. Okay, maiden. Let's stay polite. It will ask the two of you to leave. He'll be back soon. And then they'll see the overthrow plot. Okay. You pray, you don't know what else to do, so you just pray. Feel relief, but doesn't make any difference. Will you all burn together? Maiden's true end. Letter flows down from beyond the curtain. Lost letter number 2. Keep collect. I still have one more left. My love, I fondly fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. I opened up my very own theater. You'll be so proud if you could only see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you just might hear of it. Wherever you are. Aw, they are separated? That's sad. Okay. And the last one. You shall be a coward. You shall be diplomatic. Ask what's going on. Is she going to kill it as retribution? It continues to cry and make excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. You're surprised she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You'll all burn together. Hero's true ends. Lost letter number 1. Okay. My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this. It's unreasonable. Cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow, so I decided to write. And I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more. And then, maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Aww. He's just writing tragedies out of the misery of his lost love. Aww, that's very sad. Well, congratulations. You've explored every path I had to offer. Thanks for playing. You think it's over? I would let it end like this. Maybe your audience member is the love. Maybe. I like to imagine the person as myself, though. I'm just a personal perspective, I guess. Well, we have every ending. What is this? It can't end like this. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone. But for chasing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you could do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? If there's nothing you can do by acting from within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands? Oh! I am the audience member! You boldly insert yourself into the story and use your incredible power of the fourth wall to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that. But what's going on here? And take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, maiden, underling, and overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? Hi guys! Awkward of I come to save you! Hi guys! I am God! You smile awkwardly and introduce yourself. The maiden is the first to respond. My prayers have been answered! You must be God! Her God? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. Oh wait. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now. Enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? How passé. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way into this stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, the god of this world. Call me Tragedy, if you'd like. Ah, I knew it. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? No! Please give my friends back! You are alone in the darkness with me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater. Though I can't abide you stealing the show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. I'm sick of all these bad endings. I want to see something new. Are you trying to say my bad endings have gone out of style? You have some nerve. You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending. That's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got! Time to fight God! Let's do this. The fight is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. Attack, duh. You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world, after all. Oh, is that all? You never defeat me like that. Wait, let me try that again. Let's defend. You try closing off your heart to protect yourself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here. Behold, my beautifully tragic tales. This reminds me so much of an Undertale final boss. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You've witnessed all 41 of my painstakingly created endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me! Yay, 100%! I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know? It's a shame they couldn't make it here to the end of the world. That's right, you came here to save them. You can't do this alone. Summon! Oh! You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table? Sewing table? Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. You're... How can you explain it the way the hero can understand? am a specter of storytelling. Instead, you ask what he's doing. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. Oh! Really? He's one of my people! He makes his own costumes! He senses pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of hero. Oh! Oh my god, just one sewing table changes my entire perspective on this guy. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. You remember the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He's overjoyed by your answer! Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. Ah! Oh my gosh, I immediately go from, oh my god, I hate that guy so much, to like, ah! He's so sweet! The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offered to change his fate. I could make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please tell me what I can do to reach that dream! The hero will now fight alongside you. Aww! I agreed to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this! The hero has arrived! You really couldn't have a final boss battle without him. You're the one who's been killing us! Murderer! I can't really call myself a hero until I see you defeated! We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. No, we must keep going. We need to have everyone on board. You happen to find a maiden as she exits the church. Her heart set out on meeting a demon. Perfect timing. She approaches you having already taken notice of your art form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are, in a sense. You've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon. I was hoping I would meet one today. You think of all the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She is the catalyst of this story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord. But you see, I've grown so tired of waiting. You remember this part? She wanted to understand her role better, and so you ask what it is that she's really hoping to gain from this. The maiden is confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offered to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will now fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. Then this should be familiar to you as well. Aww. Okay, underling next. You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty rude-looking intruder. What do you want? You explain that no, you're not an intruder. Although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life. Never get bossed around or picked on. You think of the underling's friends, who had bullied them into an assassination plot only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the underling suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. So there's a way that even war can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. The underling will now fight alongside you. Wait, what the F? You didn't say anything about a boss battle! The underling, You must be desperate to call on such an unreliable ally. If I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over. Oh, but it won't be that easy. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Oh, I have HP! 41, like the endings. Okay, Overlord. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained to the torches on the walls. Yeah, oof. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new packs. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone. To live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely. Only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true end for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offered to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well. I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see. So this is tragedy. Ah, you brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. Ha! I hope you're prepared to face your death as well. Okay, we have everyone. What to do? Now that the whole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Okay. Traits, huh? What will defeat tragedy? Willpower or justice? Willpower. Your reign of terror ends here, tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Yes! Okay. That's the mindset, I believe. Okay. What will overcome tragedy? Kindness or hope? Hope. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. The maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Miss tenacity. Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. The underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. Yes? Ambition. I'll reach my true ending with my own power. The Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards your best possible futures. You all unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all! Woohoo! Tragedy is dead. Oh! The mask is cracked at least. Haha! You've done it! You've managed to defeat me! A tragic ending for tragedy itself! I love it! I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Yeah, that went surprisingly well. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Thank you, Overlord. The credits are rolling. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it? I wonder. No. Sorry. Well, I did my best. Happy endings should always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending. Yay! Oh, look at him! He's the hero no more. He's a tailor, like he should be. Aww. Oh my gosh! He's the hero's runway model! Aww! The elder. There's peace! Aww! Yay! They're together! Finally, a true happy ending. We did it, everyone! A beautiful ending. This was a fun game. Some endings were so funny and others were so, like, delightfully dark. Ooh. Lost love! Oh my gosh, Neighbor, you were right! actually reunite? I don't think we actually seen them reunite. Well, it's my true end. Congratulations. Something's missing. Oh, you're still here. The curtain has closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell after all. Ask tragedy its story. Me? You'd like to know why I started this theater? Because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. But why? Remove the mask? You gently raise your fingers to take to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece it falls apart into your hands, revealing... What? Maiden? I should have warned you. This might affect what you think of my stories. You can't help but compare my face to the maiden's. I'm not her. But it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Ah, of course. Characters are a reflection of you, after all. Your characters are your reflection of your true self. Would you like to hear not another ending, but the truth? Tell me. Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. Aww. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there are no such thing as demons. Or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out, to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. Running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord. The two were inseparable. For a time, everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of their relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Oh! Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the types of stories where love conquers all. Where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship. And everything is okay in the end. I lost her. And then I started this theater. But the story does have a happy ending? Huh? Oh my god! I was hoping to find you. Aww. The Overlord was a reflection of her love. It's you! It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. You knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. Aww. Now truly, everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies ends. Aww. Yay! Okay, that was the most beautiful of endings. A really good ending, yes. Even the door is closed. The theater isn't necessary anymore. Aww. Well, with that beautiful ending, we shall end it for today. Oh, that was fun. And also a good runtime, over 2 hours. I thought it would be shorter, but... yeah, 41 endings does take a while to complete after. Yeah, thank you for sticking the whole way through, Nehru, as you always do. And yeah, next time... oh, next time. There's so much preparation left to do for Christmas, huh? So much left to do. It was fun, thank you. It was a very fun game to play. Well... yeah, see you next time as well. So yeah, thank you for everyone who watched all the way through. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!